if you're not confident, you totally don't believe in yourself. You can't believe in something that you're not confident with. You know what I mean? So if you're not confident in yourself, you don't believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, you start gaining confidence. Automatically, nothing shakes you, nothing fades you.
Sure.
Because you already have the confidence. You own it. Like I was saying the other day, that we are gods of our own universes. So if I'm gonna be a god that doesn't take care of his universe.
Hey, what's good people? Welcome to the People's Channel, where authentic stories are told by real people. I'm your host, Pac-Man, Mr. 925 in Tambo Yomtlakasi, Waitintu Zochokega, and I did say that this season we are talking to creators and creatives, and it brings me such joy that today we have a special guest by the name of CBee. So CBee is a hip-hop artist / activist. He's also a designer, a stylist, a dancer. Man, this guy's CV is long, you know what I mean? But he has also shown like face in TV shows such as Gem Early, Crew vs. Crew, the FIFA World Cup, Hype 23, etc, etc. He's here to tell us all about that, man, you know. So yeah, please help me welcome CBee in the building. Welcome to the People's Channel, man.
What's good, man? I appreciate it and honored to be here with you guys.
Yeah. I always say God is good, and all the time God is good, man.
All the time, my friend.
Yeah. So how have you been, B? I think let's start there.
I've been good, bro. You know?
Sure.
I have been good. I've been just on my own space, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
otherwise, it's all.
I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, for someone on Amazu CBee, you did mention Uguti CBee is your stage name, right? So,
yeah. Like,
can you just break it down? Who's CBee? I mean, looking at the list of things that you've achieved, things that you have done, you know,
yeah.
I think there's people that would like to know more about Uguti CBee Ubani, just besides from the stage name, and then obviously just taking us through in terms of your whole artistry as a creative, as a founder, as a designer, as all these pillars that you are, that make Lo CBee Lo that we are talking to right now.
Well, OCB is Umtanawe hip-hop, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Whatever I am right now has been built by the culture, the hip-hop. So CBee is a kid from Alexandra. For those who actually know me, know I grew up in Alexandra before I moved in the West End. So I started as a hip-hop dancer, right?
Sure.
Then from dancing and becoming like backup dancer for like rappers and stuff, it actually led me into trying to make music also.
Sure.
I won't lie, when I started it was really whack. I wanted to like, you know what, let me just stop this whole thing in music and just keep up to the dancing. And then until I met like this dude used to produce for this guy I used to dance for.
Mm-hmm.
That guy literally set me down in studio, and then he was like, dude, as much as you can dance, you've got rhythm. So what's hard about putting out words? And I was like, yo, me, I'm not like, you know, rappers. I don't have bars. I don't have punchlines. It's like, dude, the whole point is it's about spreading the message. You know what I mean?
Sure.
When you say something, it needs to touch somebody.
Sure.
Then when I wrote my first song, he went crazy, and then he hooked me up with the performance.
Sure.
That performance got the whole crowd crazy. So I was like, oh, so I could do this whole thing. And then that's when I started doing music, and then I started making music on my own.
Sure.
Since now, the thing is now, since we didn't have platforms here, guys, this was like back then, 2015. We didn't have platforms.
How old were you then? 2015, how old were you?
2015, I was 22.
Sure.
23. Yeah. I was 22 or 23.
Sure.
So, yeah, I started hosting events to create platforms for those who can't get gigs out there, you know what I mean? Because for an independent artist, it's really hard to get yourself gigs. So I had to like start making connections with Ama venue, Alana at 23.
Sure.
So that we could have performances, like not just sessions, like hip-hop sessions, no, but like festivals, parties, whereby rappers are allowed to come there and express themselves, like the culture, just to put the culture out there. Because Manje, 23 is a very tough tough place to be a hip hop activist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what makes that? What do you think makes it? Because I've once been, I think 2 times, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might be right, according to what I observed, right? I'm not sure if it's the same as when I went, but I think now it's different.
Now they're learning.
Yeah.
Now they're learning, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, if you've been here, when was this?
What year is this? 2022.
2020.
Yeah, it might have been 2021 and probably 2019.
Yeah, because they are only now starting to realize that we actually have a movement. Because trust me, there's a whole lot of rappers in here. I didn't know that until this year. Everybody's just dropping a project. I was literally shocked.
Sure.
So with me promoting, because people know that I promote clubs a lot. So whatever I post, I'm more of an influencer here, guys.
Okay.
So whatever I post, the kids are watching, you know what I mean?
Sure.
They get influenced by that. So I started sharing everyone's music. I even had like a thing that I used to do on Fridays with, I don't know if you know Chevy.
Yeah.
Me and Chevy started doing these live videos every Friday whereby we play only local artists.
Sure.
And then that actually brought the attention, you know what I mean?
It's funny that you bring Shavi into this conversation. Shout out to my brother Shavi. He's the reason why being said 2 and 3. Yeah, I've known Shavi since 2016 and we've been good brothers.
He's totally one of the guys that I respect, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Who actually are helping out to build this whole hip-hop movement.
Sure. So, I mean, what brings you joy, or what brings you the most joy in life just as a creative? Just before we get into the depth of your journey, like just as a creative, what brings you joy as a creative?
Well, creating brings me joy.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Creating just brings me joy. If we're gonna be sitting in studio not creating but just hanging out, that literally just sucks out my mood, you know what I mean? And then also not just making music wise, even when it comes to the whole designing clothes or doing graphic designing, I just keep doing that. It brings me joy. Like right now as I'm sitting at home, I'm working on graphics.
Sure.
That gives me joy. It's like a superpower, you know what I mean? when you have this superpower, you just don't want to stop using it because it brings you joy, it makes you happy. And also not just that, but seeing these young upcoming artists or these young kids out there who are trying to be more like us, like us, I want to be like that guy,
sure.
That, you know what I mean? That brings me so much joy. And you find kids imitating you.
Yeah.
That also brings me joy.
And like, do you think, or was it always like a thing for you growing up to want to be in the creative space, to want to be this guy, this type of dude that you are today, who's influential to the generation that's coming after him, who's been accomplishing these things? Like, I mean, look, Jaiva, go my FIFA 2010, you know, like for most of us, we looked at it from a far coast and we wished to be closer to those, you know, arenas, closer to those, to that experience in 2010. You know, we could only watch it from afar. So with you growing up, was it a thing to say, this is what I want to be? Or as you just went through Ngechenyako, that's when you started discovering with, oh shit, actually I'm this type of dude, I'm this type of animal, you know, in this jungle.
No, actually, bro, I think it's a thing that I grew up with, because as a kid I thought I was gonna grow up and be Michael Jackson. I used to imitate a whole lot of Michael Jackson concerts, and I was like, yo, I would like to make people faint like that when I'm dancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from that Michael Jackson whole dancing thing, it led to all of this.
Sure.
Yeah, so I could say it's a thing that I grew up with. I've always been a people's person, and I always had this energy, bro. I have this crazy energy. I always, like, as a kid, sure. I wish I had a video that shot the whole entire of my life. you would see this kid was destined to be in this whole industry. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like right now you the Michael Jackson of your life?
Oh, right now I'm more of the new Michael Jackson or new age Bobby Brown, but like you see, I'm inspired by these old school OGs.
I can see that you're an old soul, basically.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm that in a combination of like the hip hop Steve Jobs.
Sure.
The Steve Jobs of hip hop. That's what I think I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, nobody thought would make like a living out of this. Because I'm unemployed, bro. You know what I mean?
So
I'm making a living with. Yeah, I'm making a living with basically what I love. That's what I'm making a living out of. You know what I mean? So that makes me happy, G.
Man, like I do have a question relating to that, but I'll ask you later on. I think it's beautiful that you see yourself as that, and like most of the things that you saw yourself as when you were coming up sort of like manifested into what it is today, to the person that you are today, right? And I could imagine being one of the pioneers in your hood to move this thing. It comes with a responsibility, you know. I'm sure, like, hence why I'm sure also why that's why you're wearing these boots of being an activist, because it does say you're a hip hop activist, right? I want to know how important is that in a time that we are living, where like people don't really care about a culture, or they don't really care, they just hop onto what's new or what's trending, right? They don't take time to embrace, you know, where this thing comes from, or like in any culture, right? Whether it be a religion, whether it be like a culture, whether it be, but I've noticed in most cases that like people don't embrace the old vehicle when it's old, right? By Funisa Sencha, you know. So why is it important for you to be an activist in the field that you're in currently?
You know, that's a very good question, actually.
Sure.
And I hope whoever's listening here will understand. You know, I feel like, okay, the new generation of the whole hip-hop movement is great because it has more unity than back in the days. Like right now, hip-hop is very influential than anything else in the whole world.
Sure.
So it's much more nicer when you like teach the roots of that certain culture. You know what I mean? So imagine if, okay, all these new, because I've come to realize I get a whole lot of inboxes from these high school kids.
Sure.
Everybody wants to come to studio. Everybody want to do a song with me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'd say, yo, you remind me of UPAG, and then he'd be like, Uban UPAG.
Sure.
See how you know it's okay. These kids are not actually taught enough, you know. So it's very important to teach the roots, man. Like if these kids could know the roots of hip hop, we'd literally grow not just with rapping but also with dancing.
Sure.
Because we don't have enough hip hop dancers. We have a lot of rappers, but there's no graffiti art. Okay, we do have, but graffiti artists also don't get the recognition they need. You know what I mean? Hip hop DJs, they get the recognition because like they're doing us a favor by just giving us a maslotniana. But honestly, it's not even supposed to be like that. Like hip hop DJs should have like their own like 4 or 5 hours set.
Sure.
Not just that 1 hour, which okay, now we're closing.
Yeah.
Let's give them a little bit. No, that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's totally not fair. So taking it back to the roots of hip hop, I feel like if we taught that and people understood where we're coming from and why we enjoy this and embrace it,
sure,
I think it's gonna make everything much easier and hip hop more respected. Because even Nabantabata, they still don't get it. Even Nabantabata, they still don't get it. I'd play my songs to my mom. She'd be like, okay, yeah, Nyao's music good, but I'm Zwanna. You know what I mean? So imagine if I gave my mom activities about Notorious PHE, about Tupac, and understand their stories. I think that's when now they're gonna understand where is hip hop coming from and why do we love hip hop. Because honestly, I loved hip hop because it gave me a lifestyle that I couldn't afford. But because I know, I was actually associated with people that, like, I'm a cheese boy and stuff.
Sure.
Who would afford? I'm a Evisu. We used to wear Evisu jeans back in the days.
Yeah.
I'm a Air Force One.
Yeah.
I'm a Babe Star. I couldn't afford those, but because hip hop gave me access to all of these things, I knew them to a point which when I got my first job, I started buying all of those nice clothes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we need to teach these kids. In fact, hip hop, you need to go back to the roots. Not just about you trapping, you doing your drill. Sometimes drop a boom bam clap, like drop one of those, and then they be like, "Yo, which kind of hip hop is this?" Oh, those who are familiar with the sound be like, "Yo, when I saw that about Tupac and about Biggie, that's when I know it's okay. You do understand where I'm coming from."
Yeah, you do understand the roots of where this thing comes from and where it's stemming from.
Yeah. And embrace it, because you attend events with, like, about back to the CET,
sure,
about Cotton Fest, with somebody who doesn't understand what's going on. I swear to God, when they go home, bam, and any experience which on that day your friend will surprise you. Now you start listening to hip hop, so I change a net dress code, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's you teaching. That's you teaching and letting other people embrace the culture.
That's dope, bro. I mean, what are some of the values that have carried you through that even someone who's not a hip hopper or who's not in the community of hip hop can look and say, okay, you know what, like, I can actually relate with that dude, even though, like, maybe I love deep house or I love my piano or I fucks with gospel or I'm not a music fan at all, you know?
Yeah.
But because of the values that this guy have or has, damn, you know, I feel like me and that guy, we sort of like synced somewhere somehow, or we sort of like can connect somewhere somehow because of those values. What are those values?
Consistency and confidence and hard work.
How important is to be confident and to be consistent in your craft as a creator and a creative?
Yo, it's important as much as people find the word love important. That's how important.
Hey,
that's how important it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you're not confident, you totally don't believe in yourself. You can't believe in something that you're not confident with. You know what I mean? So if you're not confident in yourself, you don't believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, you start gaining confidence. Automatically, nothing shakes you, nothing fades you.
Sure.
Because you already have the confidence. You own it. Like I was saying the other day, that we are gods of our own universes. So if I'm gonna be a god that doesn't take care of his universe, it's gonna be trash. It's gonna be lame. It's gonna be dark. Bro, you know what I mean? So confidence is also like a superpower, bro. Because you can't even fight a person that has confidence, because they scare you. I should tell you, this guy.
Sure.
I'm shy, but because of the confidence, you know what I mean? Confidence and belief, my brother. That's like the best thing you could have for yourself. Whether you're doing music, whether you work in office, even if you work in office, when you walk in that office with confidence, they somehow respect you. They think you're the CEO of the company because of the confidence you have and the belief you have in yourself.
And what are some of the things that you do to boost your confidence? Because I could imagine, Guti, being in the line of work that you've been in, right? There were times where you were not getting gigs. There were times where you were being misunderstood. And so it's probably somehow self-doubt was like at the top of the hill, right? So how did you get out of that darkness, and like how do you keep yourself confident? Because I believe it's an ongoing process thing, right? You have to have certain rituals to remind you or to keep you grounded in that confidence. You know,
with me, it starts with inspiration.
Sure.
Before I get to that confidence, it starts with inspiration. I usually take, I don't know if everybody does this, I'd probably take a month off social media. Literally, I go black media, like social media blackout.
Sure.
And then what I do also, I know it sounds cheesy, but I usually visit art galleries, museums. I also visit dance studios and like on the studios, I would just not to record, but just to hang out with them. That's when the inspiration comes there. Soon as I'm inspired, that's when now the confidence comes back. When I get home, I tell myself, Antwana, you got this. You are the god of your own universe. By the time I do a gig, I'm already charged up because I wish you could see me perform. I bring so much energy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm already... So by the time I get to a gig, I'm already charged up. I never let anything bring me... Like, immediately when I leave the house, when I put on my kicks going to a gig, I'm already charged up. Like, yo, when we get there, we kill this. You know what I mean?
I saw one of your videos when you were on stage, and like that's one of the reasons why I was like, yo, I need to hit this dude up so we can have a conversation, right? Because energies don't lie. I believe that, right? It made me feel like, damn, I missed out. I should have been there.
I wish you were there, because that was weird, because that was a new crowd for me.
Sure.
They didn't even know who CBee was. I remember when they introduced me on stage, they're like, put your hands together for your boy CBee. And then only the niggas that I came with were hyping me up. The others, they don't know who are these guys.
Yeah.
Bro, the first song, when the beat dropped, the crowd went mad. That energy that I received of people, I used it, dog. And then the second song, when the second song came on, they already know who CBee is, where is he from, because I also make sure I represent the hood. I don't want us... What is it? I hate that question. When you tell somebody,
sure.
We are what is that? It sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you live here and you're not touched by that, you're not human, because it should touch you. People usually say Ekagiso, Iran Fontaine as a view. I make sure that I represent, because when I got on stage, they're like, what is? I was like, that's a hood that's been there forever. You guys just chose to ignore it. And also, I don't blame them. I blame also other artists or whoever that comes out of here and not representing outside. I blame those people. So when I got there, I literally represented Ekasi, bro. Now Alexandra knows, because that was in Alex. Now Alexandra knows where Ritfele Extension 23 is, because of what I did on that day.
You're a good representation of that. Like, you made sure that you leave a mark, so that whenever when someone asks about Leokas, you'll be the first reference. Do you know a guy named CBee, or a rapper named CBee, or an artist that goes by the name of... Yeah, I like that, man.
Because if I have to go perform outside Ekasi, I need to put up a good set, because I literally practice my performances. I don't just go on stage and perform. I literally plan a set. I'm gonna perform this and that. I make sure, bro, when I leave between Tremangoya, they would make a research with
Sure.
I'd make sure, bro.
You don't make that mistake.
No, I don't. For those who've seen me perform, they will tell you.
Sure.
This nigga's energy, I have so much energy. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Yeah, if I could, I would crowd surf.
Now tell me, dude, why do you think people misquote you? And I'll tell you why I asked that question, right? It's because you mentioned that I didn't say I'm the best rapper in 2 and 3, right? I said I'm the messiah who kept the spirit of hip-hop alive. Why do you think, or do you feel like people misunderstand you or misquote you sometimes? Why do you feel like that?
At first, I thought they misunderstand me until I had people that had to back me up before I even explained myself.
Sure.
People.
That's when you know that you've built a strong.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I started, I thought, okay, people are confused, and I wanted to explain myself. And then I had people who would back me up before I explained myself, who would say, no, actually, you deserve... A messiah is a god. And when I said a messiah, I didn't say I'm the best rapper alive or I'm the greatest who to do whatever. No, I just kept us going. I kept people believing Gucci hip hop still is alive. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I kept people believing Gucci hip hop is alive. Because it was, honestly, hip hop is dying in the hood. You know what I mean? But I always come up with these ideas that would start a controversy but based on the culture.
Sure.
So when people got mad over that, I literally didn't want to explain myself.
So hence the Messiah, right? Because
yeah,
I believe Messiahs get crucified, right? So you're willing to be crucified for the culture to stand still on its two legs.
If I had to sacrifice myself for the culture to be alive more than anything in this world, I would, bro. Trust me. You know what I mean? I would like to be one of those guys who are remembered. That's why I said I would sacrifice myself. I want to be one of those guys who are remembered for doing something in this world.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to be those guys who have contributed to the society. If I die, they will find a way to commemorate me, like to remember me about this thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with credit or clout, but contribution to the society. That's why.
I feel like the world needs more people like you who have that type of thinking, you know, because I feel like the level of thinking that you have in terms of being a contributor into society rather than just being a taker, you know, because I feel like we live in times where like
we have bad network. Yeah, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, so I was saying, Guti, we need more people like you who think about being a contribution instead of always taking and taking and taking, because I was saying that we live in a society where people are so comfortable with just taking, but people are not willing to give, right? So we need more people like you who still think like that in order to make this world of ours a better place.
The world would be a very better place, my man.
Sure.
The world would never be this cruel to anyone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I would have probably been famous if the world was thinking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of great artists that I know that deserve to be out there, bruh. But because now in this world it's all about taking, not giving. A lot of people are even giving up on their dreams to just get a regular job, which is what I don't really support.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't support a talented person. It's like you sitting home knowing you are Spider-Man, or you have Thor's power. You could control the lightning, but you're just sitting at home working for a boss. I don't really support that, but we do what we gotta do so we could eat, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So at the end of the day, I don't really support that. I need people to like give more than take more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think now this is a moment of teaching, because you did say earlier on that like you earning a living doing what you love, right? And I think that's one of the reasons also we are having this conversation, especially like I've decided that, you know what, during this season of the podcast, I obviously want to speak to creators or to creatives. And one of the highlights for me for doing that is so that we could, but in each one teach one, right? You could teach people what you know so that they could learn from you. It's okay, how if he's able to do 1, 2, 3, you know, through what he loves, then because someone out there is probably talented, but like you're saying, they'd rather, you know, opt for an employment that they don't like or don't fit into because of just to eat. Yeah, you understand? So I mean, now let's getting into you being this activist, being this teacher, right? First, what are some of the resources that have helped you to prosper? And then secondly, if you were given a chance to teach one skill to the world, what would that skill be and why?
Okay, the first biggest resource, it's the one we were talking about.
Sure.
Confidence.
Sure.
First, that's where it starts. If you're going to have confidence to leave your house and go interact with new people all the time, that's the first resource. It opens doors, trust me. And secondly, you do need the internet. you do need the internet. You know what I mean? Because I've seen a lot of artists who make music, but they don't use the internet accordingly. There's a way of using the internet. You know what I mean? Who's gonna take you serious if you're gonna be that guy who's about all the memes, tagging, like using all those useless posts?
Sure.
You know what I mean? That for somebody who's gonna, like, man, if I'm gonna have to book you, how will I book you if your timeline is like that? That means you don't even know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're not respecting the craft.
Sure.
Those are the two first resources. And then the last one is don't make music to prove points or to make anyone happy. Make music that comes from the heart. Because I'd make music and people would be like, yo, when are you making? It's like, it's your own sound. Those are the people who don't understand what I'm doing. The sound that I'm making, I'm not making it to please anyone, but it's a sound that I believe they're gonna catch on in the future.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Those are my first resources.
So it's confidence, the internet, and don't make things just to please people. Just be true to your path.
Please yourself first. If you feel the craft, you got it. And then what I could teach mostly is, if I could teach, I'd teach marketing.
Why?
Marketing the craft, because talent just alone is totally that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A lot of artists, even bigger artists, they know this. If you don't really know your marketing skills or strategy, you can get played in this game. I've been played once, and like, you know, as you grow, you learn from growing, right?
Sure.
So I've been played. Yeah. So I've been played because of what I didn't understand how this whole marketing went. How to like meet up with clients. How to talk in a meeting. You know what I mean? So if I could teach, I would teach marketing, like how to present yourself, how to brand yourself as an artist. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. People think like you find Abo AKA Abo Casper wearing all nice and stuff. That's how they want you to see them. It's presentation. It's part of marketing. If I had to go to a show looking raggedy, that doesn't sell the product. I'm the product. So if I can't be able to sell the product with presentation, what makes you think they want to listen to more? So as I was saying, marketing and branding yourself as an artist is very important. If you could master those, they would book you literally everywhere. You know, I think that's what makes me get all these gigs and getting booked and asked to host. It's because of the way I present myself on my Facebook, Instagram, or if you see me in person, you could tell from afar, yo, this guy is an artist. He actually knows. By the time, even if like I walk in an event, they're already shaking because of how I look and how professional I speak to these promoters. Sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to the upcoming ones, learn how to make a marketing strategy for yourself. Don't go to the book. Whatever they taught us in high school is a lie. That's what I was, whatever we learned in school about marketing is a lie. All I'm saying is you make your own strategy. Build your own strategy and live by it. You know what I mean? Make a timetable for, okay, this week I'm gonna wear like this, do a shoot there, how I'm gonna look like, you know what I mean? Every performance you go to, you style up for it. I think the way you present, the way they're gonna see you, they're gonna respect you and your work. They can't even argue with that. And I think that's all I could teach.
It ties back to what you said about one of the tools that you mentioned, which is social media. How you use your social media is important, right?
It's very important.
Yo, man, thank you so much. I think you dropped a lot. You dropped a lot of gems. Even though we had some technical glitches there and there, you know, but still, like I said when the conversation started, that God is God all the time, because this network tried to sabotage us, but still we were able to penetrate. So,
and I'm glad.
Yeah, where can people find you, and where can we get your work?
Oh well, I'm a SoundCloud rapper, so if you go to SoundCloud, search for CBee Doroble Blxchippie. You're gonna find me. And then on social media, Instagram, CBee Worldwide. Also on TikTok, it's CBee Worldwide. and my Facebook is CBee Doroble Blxchippie, but I prefer you guys follow the page CBee on Facebook.
Okay.
CBee or my EE.
CBee. So is it C with a small c or C with a capital C and then B double E?
C capital letter B.
Okay.
B capital letter and double E with small letters.
Alright, King. Now, thank you so much for bracing and just for making time. I know it was a short spin-off moment, but you being able to just say, sure, I'll jump on this and I'll do this.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, God bless you, and we look forward to.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me speak my chest, man.
Sure, man. Sure.
I'm looking forward to. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Enjoy your the rest of your day. I hope load shedding, by the time we end this, is obviously a great deal. But to the people out there, I think CBee said a lot, and I feel like for creatives and creators, if you did not, or if you're not going to soak in this knowledge, this wisdom, then you'll be sleeping on yourself. Two things that stood out for me was, make sure that when you use your social medias, you use your social medias to help them propel you, in whatever craft that you're doing. And I'm talking to you creators and creatives, right? And then he also mentioned that, you need to work on your marketing as an artist, because everything that we've been taught in high school is a lie. So meaning that forge your own path as you go. Make mistakes, don't stop, keep marching till you get it right, till you get to the point, or till you get to the destination. With that said, you do know where you can catch us. Instagram TPJ_podcast, Facebook The People's Journal Podcast. I'm not really that active on Twitter, but yeah, man, it's where authentic stories are told by real people. Catch you on another episode.